Any other tree guys have one of these? It makes all, like, it was an old kitchen utensil separator. And instead of throwing it away, I was like, no way, I'll take that. I didn't realize it did that. Huh. But, yeah, it just holds all my files. And, like, greasers and stuff like that. Can't remember who it was. Somebody sent me a couple of these. Take a golf ball, put a hole in it. Becomes a pretty comfy little sharpener. So, who we got? Ground Powder, what's going on? Chris, what's up, brother? Trying to straighten a few things up before I start the live, but I ran out of time. I don't want to be real late, so I'm going to try to be a little, like, as much on time as I can from now on. So what's up, YouTube world? How we doing? So, I put out those 2 videos for you guys. And those were just, damn, I forgot my camera. I'll use my phone, do a before and after. That's basically what it was. If you look in it, it just, and you kind of watch the first one and then pause the second one, you can get a lot of, like, see a lot of little tricks that were used to keep that upward vertical growth and still achieve that crown reduction and weight reduction that you want when you prune. But sometimes it seems no Chris, double tap that screen, y'all. You the man. What up, Greg? That's my homie. There's Jake messaging me. We're gonna go up Saturday and go attempt this tree that I was too sketched out to even try. Like I said, it can't, it's crazy because I said it couldn't be climbed, and then when you get yourself in a spot and you get a bit desperate, you start rethinking, what about them ones that I said couldn't be? Like, I could do that. So it's one of them, and definitely gonna document the process. I may show up there and make an ass out of myself and do nothing, but I'm just at that point. It's a must, and I gotta make something happen. So that's what I'm doing. I'm working on one of those now. It happens, Chris. It really does, brother. And you just kind of gotta roll with it. Oh shoot. And yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. And I'll point out, like, what made me not want to do it the first time, and why do I think it's okay to do it this time. Like, I'm gonna try to justify all of it, and not just like, okay, I'm doing it. Because that's usually what I would do. I would be really kind of blunt with everything and not give any details and just roll into it. Brandon, what's up, brother? Whoa, what did that say? Did that say Richard Flagg? No, Randall. Huh. Wonder what's up with Randall. What's his, always coffee, brother. Always coffee in that cup. I'm a huge coffee guy. Nighttime, daytime, midday I don't drink coffee. Unless it's stupid cold outside, and I will. But, I can't do it all day because I get coffee belly like like normal human would. If you're drinking it all day long, but yeah, I drink coffee in the evening, coffee in the morning. I try to do decaf in the evening, but sometimes you just drink normal coffee. I don't know if it really has an effect on me as much as I am just an insane creature of habit and I do what I've done and I don't like changing it. So I've never drank a holy cow, dude. That's wild to me. That's wild to me. Jake, what's up, brother? Dude, that's so wild. Good for you, though. That's awesome, dude. Dark coffee. Yeah, I don't put anything in my coffee. I used to be, I remember being young and drinking coffee, I had to have lots of cream and sugar. And then I got older and I don't really, I'm not much on sweets. And so I took the sugar out. And I think originally I would do a little bit of sugar. And then I had no sugar. And then it was just cream. And now it's like, no, enough times where you don't get the right creamer, and I'm like, I'll just drink it black. I'm sick of messing with it. And it works out when you get anybody that's like, you're at someone's house and like, you want a cup of coffee? Yeah, sure. I make it every morning for my wife. That's wild, brother. Good for you, man. Good for you. So, I do want to try to keep up with comments better than I normally do. I'm laid up in the what? I was going to. What? Damn, Jake. So Jake says yeah, he says he's laid up in the hospital because he was grinding a small safe open and it had dynamite in it. Ah, you good? Like, are you all right? Holy shit! Like nothing, anything major? I hope not. Holy smokes! I oh, dude. Well, guys, like, we can send out a couple prayers your way, brother, and if we can help with anything, let us know. That's insane. Damn. Man, it's so wild. Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's good. That's good. He says he's good, but lucky. It sounds like it, man. Sounds like it. So, dude, that's insane. Just the other day, I seen a video popped up in my suggested of a video I had uploaded, and it was a live feed, and I'm like, that's weird. But it was the one right after I fell, and I couldn't walk, and I could see in the video when I come into the screen, I literally was like, all my all my strength was in my arms, trying to hold myself up enough so I looked like I was walking. Sorry, I don't know how long that was just up there, so I'll repeat what I just said. No, Jake, dude, just get well. Holy smokes. Joseph, what's up, man? So, yeah, the other day I seen one of my videos pop up and it was one of my live feeds. It suggested to me, and I thought that was weird. It never suggests any live feeds except for I have one that gets a crap ton of views where I show how to roll a window up using a old extension cord, and you straight wire your window up when it gets stuck. Um, so I seen the video, man, and when I come into the screen, I start the live feed, and I come walking into the screen, I have all my might onto those crutches, trying to make it resemble like I'm walking and I'm still good. And I just remember that made my stomach sick when I seen it, and I'm like, ah. And I could see like the defeated look in my eyes to where I was like, I just ruined what I was like my life like path. Like I just randomly took a stupid left turn, and I don't even know where I'm at now. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to go. It may be a dead end. I just remember that, and it was so sucky. And I feel so blessed now. So, Jake, let's hope you recover quick, brother. Keep us updated. So, pruning. I've I've done so much pruning, so much pruning, and I remember like there's been a huge. I'm in Mercy in St. Louis. Oh damn. Well, brother, I maybe I if I get anywhere up there, I at least have to check in on you or something. Um, so pruning, I've went from one extreme to the next. So I was one of them guys that was like, I didn't know any better. Like I topped a lot of trees when I was really young. It's what everybody else did. That's what I was taught to do. So like that's what I did, and I made a lot of like I basically just introduced rot into a lot of trees because that's all you do when you top trees off like that. That method is meant for small shrubbery when you see that. I think guys have taken that and ran into tree work and was like, do this. Or I think a lot of times it's a guy standing in the first V and cutting everything he can get, or first crotch, cutting as much as he can get from that first crotch. And that's why you end up with these weird poles that just have stubs on them. Um, they do grow back a lot of times because what you did is you took an incredibly healthy tree, you hacked all of its protection off that keeps it from being scalded by the sun, so then it naturally tries to cover itself back up, which throws a ton of water sprouts out, and then those spots end up filling in eventually, and you end up with, hey, it didn't hurt it. Look, it's still a round tree. It that's not no. No, it's not. If you've never been into one, if you think it's good for it. So I don't know. I've always just had a really. Is it go? It's not that long. Your mom. Your mom was being. Yeah, it was okay. It was kind of funny. Are you Mr. Hawk too? Holy shit! Grim Sleeper. Yes, yes, I am. You guys are awesome. See, I kind of like the Trolls Ground Pounder. I'm glad I put you guys in charge because I would leave so much of that shit up. I kind of, depending on my mood, I think it's hilarious most of the time. So I can't help it. I'm sorry. Jay Davis, do you work for Wildwood? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, shoot. That's probably really confusing. Jay, I'm sorry. No, I have a buddy who does my ropes and does groundwork and stuff like that. His name's Jake. At the beginning of this live feed, he sent me a text message, came across the top of my screen, and now we're talking to Wildwood Jake. So two different Jakes. I'm sorry, that was probably incredibly confusing. So my bad. I'll let the next one fly. Yeah, right. No, you're good, brother. If you doesn't matter to me. Billy, I'm so used to Billy. Billy don't even. He's so like wham that I don't even get a chance to read it, and so I'm like, damn, Bill. But so I when I found out I was doing everything wrong and I'm trying to relearn how to prune and stuff, I mean, you're still gonna run into those in your town if that kind of work has been done. That tree's already been butchered. When you pollard a tree, it means you prune that tree at the same spot every single time and you repeatedly do it. And the reason for repeatedly doing it, and when you pollard, you don't let it get very tall. You give it maybe it's a season, two at the most. And the reason for that is because the every spot where you cut one branch off, it threw 20 of them there. So the tree eventually says, I can't support and let 20 different limbs mature where it was one. So the tree will kill one off. It'll cut it off. It won't get its nutrients. It'll die. So then you have this dead branch in there. and that branch ends up staying in there. And if you don't get your trees trimmed and cleaned and stuff after you've had it butchered, then that that little branch ends up leaving a cavity. And when you break it out, there's a hole there. Water sits in that hole after a little, rain, whatever, and then it starts to rot the tree incredibly fast. If you was to take a healthy tree, cut the top of it, let it sit there, and you put this real nice like angled cut on it, I think it's going to take pretty long for that tree to die. It's going to start to rot at the bottom where it's holding moisture, and it's going to take it a while to get up there and rot. But if you introduce gravity into that where the water's being held, it happens so fast. That's why a lot of these trees end up having large hollow sections when they have those trimmings, done to them. So, moral of all that rambling is now I have a lot of tools that I like and use. I use these tools almost on every prune. So our guy Peter Shea is another YouTuber, really good tree guy. So go check out Peter's channel if you get a chance. Shea is spelled S-H-E-A. So Peter left a comment and he said, "Wow, man, that was a whole lot of climbing. Good job." I didn't climb anything. No, Jay, I haven't. No, I haven't. I've tried to like talk to him through. I never sent him a private message. I guess that's what I should have done. But and I probably have his phone number back in my phone book. I think I actually do. Maybe I should check in on him. So that's a good idea. Jay Gibb, what up? So I've introduced and gotten a lot of tools that I use almost on anytime I'm pruning. So in that video, I didn't climb nothing. I did access the roof to get to a couple taller limbs, but the reason I accessed the roof is because I cleaned her gutters for free, and just to help her out because I knew it would be easier for me when I got up onto the roof to trim some stuff. So I'm like, well, while I do that, I'll clean the gutters out. And if you've ever dealt with a bald cypress tree, they have what looks like kind of needles, like a mixture in between a needle and a leaf kind of thing. And it's really soft. And that stuff packs into gutters so tight. So. Have you wrestled with once or twice? Ground pounder, you? What do you say? Abaddon? That is a great question, though. You can tell either he's just super smart or just super funny, but it's probably not both. I'm waiting for him to say something else really cool, like, "You have the time, say it." So I need better tools. Bottom line. What do you call me for? No, I just said, have you ever wrestled Diddy in the baby oil? Coconut, it smells better, 100%. I mean, I think I'm with Chris. Yeah, I'm with Chris. If you start thinking, you start like having raw skin and like maybe cuts and stuff involved, you start getting that baby oil. I would think coconut butter way better. So. Oozing the odds. Oh yeah, 100%. Oozing the odds. Diddy oil is more slippery. Is it? Hey, I'm sorry, Abaddon. I wish I could. I mean, I'm throwing information at us. I appreciate that. Abaddon is letting us know that if you are looking for the slickest oil, that Diddy's got you. So, right on. That's awesome. Bar oil. Oh, Jeff come in with the Tree Man special. Son of a gun. I should have thought of that. Son of a gun. See? It took one troll and like it went off on a fun little trip. Oh god, people are so awesome these days. It is hilarious. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of little tools that I use for pruning. It's so hard to say on topic though, ground pounders. I swear, because I want to interact, and I'm like, dude, you were doing something. This live feed's gonna take hours, and it's supposed to be a short one. So, all right, what are the what are the special tools, the little trick tools? I have one tool that is, I'm telling you, I left this tool an hour and a half away and made the trip a special trip after working all day long just to go get it. It was that important. Like pruning, this thing is the greatest tool I've ever found. So, yeah, don't taste very good either. Dang it. Love the electric pole saw. Do you? That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go over everything that I got. So, in the thumbnail, I put out all the tools that I use on every prune. I'm not including if I gotta climb it, stuff like climbing gear. That's not just the actual tools. So, the probably the biggest first thing that you see there is the Stihl HT 101 power pruner. So that is it's a 31cc chainsaw with a 14-inch bar. It goes from 7.7.5 foot to 11.5 foot long, and it weighs like, I don't know, 17 pounds. My Milwaukee pole saw has been getting used a lot. That's see, yeah, you do. It's so nice just to be able to like clear an area if you're even gonna start to climb or it. There's so many times where I would have to have done so much climbing to do stuff where these couple trick tools kept me on the ground and saved me hours and hours of work. So I'm going to tell you these tools, and I've I've not needed to add a single tool to this for what feels like a decade. And I just feel like I have the perfect combination to do any of the pruning. Now, there are those times where I'll involve, and this isn't, I'm just being truthful. I have it's a little giant, one of them extendable ladders that breaks down real small. So I'll pull that thing out and put it in the A, and you may see me. I'll run up and stand like this on the ladder and give myself another 5 6 foot. It's not very tall, but if I have to get a little sketchy and like have to jump off the little ladder, I will do that before I will set up a whole bunch of climbing gear and do that. Or if I need to get one branch at the end or something. But doing in weight reduction is rough. If you've never done that and when you're doing pruning, normal pruning's hard. You're in there, you're not using spikes, you're having to go way up in this tree. Start thinking about going all the way out at the tips on branches and doing in weight on those. You're talking so much time, and it is so hard. It is probably the hardest climbing. It's so complicated, and it's not the funnest thing. Like it's a fun challenge to see if you could do it, but it's not something you want to be doing all the time. So Steve was maybe evicted. Yeah, we're gonna for Chris, we're gonna evict him for today at least. Thanks to Jay Ferris, I have a HT 137 extension pole saw. That's sick, dude. Yeah, my brother, whose name is Chris, he's the one. He bought a brand new pole saw, and he gave me this one, and just was like, "Here, use this." I was like, "What? Holy smokes!" So that thing is amazing, and I'm gonna tell you like the specs on every tool that I have, and kind of why I have that. So it's nice to have that extendable pole saw that it's like 12 foot. I have pretty long arms. I'm not a real short guy. I'm like a little over 6 foot. So I get a pretty good reach with that pole saw, especially if I'm extended all the way out. It's still better than Echo. I think so, Abaddon. I do. I mean, I think you're gonna get a better price point on Echo, but I think Stihl make a better product. I really do. That's not to say Echo isn't a good product too. I mean, if you're on a budget, Echo is nice, but I think Stihl has. I just have a long history with it. It's all my dad ever used, and that's all I've ever used. So it's like you develop a trust in a tool brand even at times. Like so, um, so the reason I have that pole saw, and well, is because I have another one too, and it is a let's see if I can find it. Okay, I also have so before I go that HT 101 is one of the telescopic where you undo the screw and you pull the pole out and you can extend it out from 7.5 foot and you get to right around the 12ish foot. The saw that runs the cuts is better. Yeah. Um. So I have the a pole saw that I bought. I bought a very cheaper, a much cheaper version, so more of a homeowner version. And I've had this for, I think we're going on quite a few years. I mean, it's been quite a long time, maybe 6 years maybe. And it is a HT. Here, I actually have. I can show you what it looks like. I should have brought all the tools in, but I would have had to do so much work to do that. So I was like, man, I'm not doing that. I'll just give them the specs. So let's see if I can. There it is. So what this is the Stihl HT56C. Now this saw it's not telescopic. This whole thing here, you unscrew it and this pole comes out. There's a gear in there. And the pole end has a gear to it, but it's got a male gear and there's a female gear in the base. So it's kind of a little aggravating. You have to line it up and get it just right, and it's so when I break it apart, I have these gloves that I put over it and I strap them down real good. That way, because you try to keep that area greased, try not to bend it, and it's a it's a good saw. It's incredibly light. So let's see, Greg. What more is important, the chain or the saw? I don't know. Probably the chain. The saw could just sit there and rev and just annoy you. If it's not cutting something, I would get aggravated. So it's a 12-foot stationary pole pruner, or power pruner. It's only 27.2 cc. So the 101 is 31.4 cc's. This is 27.2, so I mean, you're not losing much in power. Like a couple horsepower. When you really think about it, like 4. So it can cut with so the 101 I think can use a 16-inch bar. 16 on my Stihl 131. Yeah, see? So I use a 14, and probably wouldn't hurt to put a 16 on it. I would probably like it. So did I get a weight on that thing? Oh, okay, yeah. The 101 was 17 pounds. This one, this stationary pole saw, it's like 15 pounds. So it's not a whole bunch lighter, but for some reason it feels much lighter. I don't know why that is, but it does feel a lot lighter, but I guess not. It comes, the big thing that I really like about it is it has the 1/4-inch Pico chain. So that 1/4-inch Pico chain with the finer point bar makes a much smoother cut. John Bob, what's up, man? BR, what's going on, guys? So it makes such a perfectly smooth cut with that 1/4-inch Pico chain that even when it's dull and it's not at its sharpest, it still makes a clean cut. The problem with 3/8, is if it's not perfectly, and even if it's perfectly sharp, sometimes it's so aggressive it'll chew stuff up if it's not very big. If it's smaller stuff and you try to use that pulper, it just chews it up. It doesn't make a good clean cut. So for pruning, I'm not digging it all that much. It's bigger. It's way more expensive and like more powerful, but it extends further. It's more useful, but it's not. It's chewing things up, and I can't do that when I'm pruning. My buddy has the GB Ballard. Just got it. And we use it this weekend on Saturday. The thing is, yes, sir, it is. It is. I'm telling you, it is the best lowering device, especially when you start talking about for the money. Yeah, I was thinking in my head, much different than a photo wrap, but it definitely is way nicer, way smoother. Yeah, and the way that it eliminates that hard bend that you put into a rope and you get a constant circular, you'll notice if you're a guy on the ground, you won't get those pigtails as much. You don't get that with a bollard like you would a porter wrap. So, oh shit, I gotta get the comments back. Yeah, Chris, I love the Pico chain, especially when we're talking about pruning. I mean, because it may cut, your 3/8 cut real nice up in the collar and up in the meaty stuff, but when you get out towards the end, you can start chewing stuff up and it just looks bad. And, I would imagine I'm not, the end all be all when it comes to pruning, but I don't think that's a good thing. I think you need a nice clean cut. So. That's sick, BR. It's a good investment, I say that, man. It's rough, man. Everything yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you. So that's why I figured a video like this would be really good. Some people like are doing this, but you can't afford to go buy the brand newest, most expensive tool for this and this and this. So like, here's what I've accumulated, and this is stuff that I would never go to a pruning job without. So, um, so did I go over everything for that HT56? Yeah, it'll take like a 10 to a 12-inch bar, and then you got the 101, which will take like a 12 to a 16-inch bar. So that's a preference thing, but I'm telling you, it is less than half the price of what you would pay for one that's the 101. So if money's, an issue there, you do get a more versatile tool because it could be used to like limb stuff and do like removal stuff. Just not as going to be as powerful, and it's not going to be able to reach as high up. But it's also going to be able to be used in the pruning and not chew things up in the fine cutting. So that's why I really like the HT56C. I just got the HT105. Love it. And done paid for it. There you go, Joseph. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's so worth it. And then you're going to find days where you would have had to go get off the ground, go climb it. You're not leaving the ground. Like, this saved you. That gave you another day at the end of your career, one more day that you're going to be able to. One more day. I'm looking to get as many of those as I can. I'm looking to make my day as easy as I possibly can. So, I put in to the little thumbnail thing this little tool. It's fun. I'm not a battery fan. I'm just not. I hate the sound of them. They annoy the piss out of me. I can't watch some YouTube videos because it's a battery powered saw. I just don't like them. Some of them are worse than other ones, but I don't like it. So, this is the only battery powered thing I take. It is nice, and I would think, I take it really on anything because at the end, when you're getting ready to leave and you look back and you're like, dude, there's that branch like hanging out the side. You can't, we're going to smack somebody's mailbox. This, that. Grab that little thing out of the back seat. You didn't have to put gas in, do none of that. That's probably the only reason I'm putting it in there. You could do some pruning with it. You know, it's got the 1/4 inch Pico chain, but so it's the Stihl GTA 26. It's this thing right here. So it's kind of neat. Comes this little holster thing, which is kind of nice. But so it's got some juice to it. I found myself using it around the house doing like carpentry work more, and it's just an effective little tool, nice little tool. It's fun. So there's that. The specs on it are it's battery powered pruner. It's got a 4-inch bar, a big old 4-inch bar. You'll see guys that make the memes and they'll take that bar off and put it on their 660 and funny. Like it is pretty funny, especially the first time I seen it. It wasn't that funny after like the 30th time, but it takes the 1/4 inch Pico chain, so you can do a lot of fine cutting with it. I use that on like shrubbery or ornamentals a lot. It's only like 3.5 pounds, I think. Yeah, about 3.5 pounds. They're not the lightest things. Those batteries, they never are. But and like I said, the bar is 4-inch, but I hear that there's chance that they may design other bars to go onto it, longer ones, which is wild to think, but that's what it said in the book. So, or on the specs. Next is probably my favorite saw, like maybe my favorite top handle I've ever used in my life. And it is the Stihl 150. Well, MS 150 TC. This little saw was a gift to me from one of you guys. It blew my mind. Like, I'm still to this day, that saw has never rode in the back of the truck. It only rides in the front. There's an oil spot underneath my seat because it means so much to me. And it came from Mike Frizzell. I don't hear a lot from Mike anymore. I hope Mike's doing good. I hope his family's having a great Christmas. But he bought the saw, didn't really like it, said that it was a bit weak, and sent it to me. And I thought he was sending me, he's like, I'm sending you a gift. He sent me that, and it was a steel box, and it had bar oil. It was a case of bar oil is what I thought. I was ecstatic when I thought I was getting a case of bar oil. When I opened it up and that chainsaw was inside of it, my mind exploded. I didn't even know what to think. I was like, it was brand new. And I just was like, I bet my face turned red. I was like embarrassed a little bit. I'm like, there's no way somebody did this. And it just blew my mind. So I took the saw. When I fired it up, it seemed very restricted. Like it wasn't getting enough air. Like it just was air restricted. The biggest thing, an issue, is it seemed incredibly restricted on air. And I'm like, why? Well, new admission stuff that they force them to do maybe is what it is. But I opened up the exhaust a little bit. Is all I did to the saw, and it has screamed. I've done more removals with that chainsaw than I would like to admit, but it's like a laser beam. It is so amazing. It uses, the 1/4 inch Pico chain, top handle. It's 23.6 cc. So it's less than the pole saw, than the HT56. It's less than that. I feel like it opened up, and there's no way that it's only 23.6 cc. I don't know. I would think maybe originally but I don't know. I'm not a chainsaw builder guy. That's definitely out of my realm. I'm not that guy. So it's got a 12-inch bar. It uses the 1/4 inch Pico chain, and it weighs like 6 pounds. So if we do a comparison, a 201 weighs like 11 pounds. So it's like half. And that's what I've always thought. I told people, this saw weighs half of what your 201 weighs. And I think people thought I was kidding until they've actually used it and they're like, oh my God. And the ability to be able to move around, especially if you start to get arthritis in your wrist after a while, you know, and on your shoulders. And when you can just maneuver this little saw and it becomes like a portion of your arm, it's so, so nice. To think about not having it anymore is like, I start to panic. So it is an amazing saw. With it using the 1/4 inch Pico, it's amazing for doing any kind of pruning. You get that really nice smooth cut. And I use a 12-inch bar on it. I think it calls maybe even for a 10-inch or something. I don't know, but I use a 12. I wouldn't change it from where it's at. I like it being that 1/4 inch Pico, and the weight is amazing. How light it is. So the next saw that I use is the Stihl MS201 TC. I have a 200, but it's just kind of being put back for a little bit. Needs a little work done. But the 201 is 35.2 cc's. And I'm just being, I'm trying to be honest. I don't feel like my 201 runs that much harder than my 150. Like it does. It's got more ass to it. For sure. But that's a big difference. You're talking 12 cc's difference between the 201 and the 150. So the 201 being 35.2 cc, you can use a 12 to a 16-inch bar on it. I use a 14. It uses 3/8 pitch, and it weighs like 11 pounds. So, you get that extra power for sure, but you're having to take the weight with it. So right on. That's awesome. Ground pounder. I have a pink safety. It's handy. I love the 2511. Yeah, 2511. I would say that's like the 150. They're. I just don't think a lot of guys gave it a chance. Box on it. Oh, my phone just cut out. Maybe take a 150 and put a bark box on it. I bet it would run crazy. So I seen his 201. Aaron's build, that they look like it was ripping. So now we get into, this is a second one that I own. So I own two of these, and I'll show you what's going on here and why I like this, but then again, I don't like this. Alright, so with this setup, it comes with these little clips, okay? See those? Those are like little clamps. They clamp down. And you see this stuff? These little black strips there. So you extend it up on that, and those little strips are supposed to be stopped by this. You find the right one, you clip it down. Or you keep extending it. I don't know if I can do this in here with the short sealants. And eventually, damn it. Holy cow. There's supposed to be a pin. Okay, yeah. Man, I'm not even going to be able to get it to you. You see the pin? Right there. So, damn I wish I could get this so you guys could actually see. If you notice, that thing's not even sticking out. What happens is you get this pole stuck and it wallers these holes out and these pins start to go in. So if I show you the other side, look, it's almost all the way inside of it. See, it's barely sticking out. So it's basically a trash design as far as that goes. But what I did is I popped in a couple screws here, or drilled a couple holes here and onto these poles, and I used PTO pins and just clipped them in. I think I have some here. So I use these little clips and clip them in, and I put holes down the pole so I have different spots to adjust it to, and then these holes cannot waller out because it ended up breaking the things off, and then it was like useless. Also, the other clamping aspect of these things, these break and they fall out. So all you have to do is line your stuff up, like do a pole at a time, put a new hole right there, put one of those PTO pins in and clip it on, and then you can extend your poles and get the other holes, because this thing extends out one time there, and that one's got that same design with the hole. We're supposed to have a pin right here. See, there's the pin there. See, and you can see that one doesn't, it barely sits in there. This one sticks out pretty good, but this one's already starting to bend. So it's just not a good design, I don't think. And I'm a Stihl guy. I usually stick behind them on everything, but I think it's one of the most useful tools I've ever owned, though, because it comes with a really, really good blade, and this thing extends out so far, and it's so light. So the modification of those pins, in my opinion, is the ticket, and something you almost should do right when you get it. I think it just works so much better. I'm not worried about it. If you've ever had a extendable pole pruner pull apart, and you got the one hand part up in the air and the other one's on, and you're like, man, what the heck? No, Ryan. What happens is those little pins, when you push them in, look, it's hard for me to get this by the camera. Okay, so this hole right here has wallered itself out by those little pins setting in there, and just kept mashing it down to the point that, so I have to use those things, but they're really easy to use and really nice. So yeah, those little pins though, that's the trick, because I think this pole pruner is extremely expensive, but let me give you the specs on it. It is called the PP800 telescopic pruner. It goes from 7 foot to 19 foot. And then it has a 2-foot blade. But it only weighs 4.7 pounds. So you have 20 foot of reach, and it only weighs like 4.5 pounds. So it's incredibly easy to use and so tall. So I'm 6 foot. I got probably 2-3 foot, let's say 2.5 foot reach. I don't know. We're pushing like almost 30 foot that we can reach, from the ground with that thing. So it's an amazing tool to have. I would suggest anybody to get one, especially like I loved it. And then when it messed up and the pole did what it did, I was bummed. I was like, no way. This thing was so expensive. But when I fixed it with those PTO pins, we don't even worry about it now. It clips together really quick. It's easy to use, and we're guaranteed, unless the whole thing breaks, it's staying together. You guys are crazy. That beats any fiberglass insulated poles. Yeah, it's really, really, really light compared to those even. Because I keep one of those on me. I've had it in the back of my truck forever, and it's just a normal one that you would buy at Walmart or at your Lowe's. It's a Fiskars. It extends out, I think, like, let's see, like 16 foot, I think. It's got the pruner, little pruner thing on the end, and it comes with a blade. So usually, if I'm pruning with it, I take the blade off. If I want to use the blade, I don't even use the blade anymore because I have this one from Stihl. So, Twin Pounders. The Fiskars is it's only like mine's now. Mine is only 14 foot because I did that where the pole broke and it bent, and so I cut it off and I drilled a new hole. So now it only goes to 14 foot, but you know it works. And I was able to save it and not have to lose a whole section off of it. But it does weigh like, I don't know, 9 to 10 pounds. Like, it's extremely heavy in comparison. But, you know, it's got the rope on it and all that. So, I have one more tool. Then I'm going to tell you my secret tool. And I swear to you, I use this tool nonstop on pruning, and I use it for almost anything. It's so effective. So, and I've never seen anybody else using one. But maybe I just need to watch more YouTube. I don't know. After about 3 to 4 of them things, your shoulders start to feel. Yeah, and you'll blow your butt out trying to hold that thing up out of a bucket or something, you know, when it gets to start to bowing and stuff. Oh, that one, you know, it's still heavy when you get it, you know, leaned off to a side. So, the leverage and strength that it takes to hold one of those up at, you know, horizontal is unreal. Right on. All right. So Squirrely John, what's up, brother? We're done under. We're done under. So I also use my handsaw that I use anytime that I climb. I use it a lot of times when I'm pruning. I'll clip it on my belt or something as I'm walking around. It's the PS90 handsaw with the scabbard from Stihl. It's 15-inch blade and 4-inch handle, so it's really nice. And I have right here my secret tool. And I would suggest any tree guy to get you one of these. So, what this is the Fisker. Let's see, what do they call it? Fisker extendable tree pruner with ropeless design and rotating head. Okay? So, it is 8 to like 13 foot or something like that. Is where it extends. Anybody seen one of these before? Like I work for you already? Right on. Alright. So, check this thing out. Here is my absolute favorite tool for any pruning. I would suggest anybody go buy you one of these before they don't make them. I'm telling you, it's the most effective tool I've ever used. If you're doing end weight, nothing is better than this. So I need to get this adjusted back out. It does open a little more, but I've had to re-break the spring and re-stretch it and stuff. But check this out. So it adjusts all the way back to there. So we adjust all the way from there to there. You have that. So you can get your cut set up, lined up. From depending on where you're standing, you can get it to line up and be exactly where you want, okay? That's amazing. That makes a cut, because if you've ever had to try to cut a branch at like a slant because you can't get the right angle, that's aggravating. But with this thing, you get the right angle. No matter where you're standing, no matter where you're at. Look how easy this design is to extend. Pop that up. This thing comes out and extends 13 foot. Pinch down. That's it. It's good. So then it's got some other features here. I'm gonna move this down so it's not hitting the camera or anything. Stows away like that. But so where that clamps down, Milwaukee's got a battery one of these. That's wild. So here's the design. Instead of a rope to be pulling, that's all you do. Just slide that thing down. So if you're in a pinch, you got to extend. Oh shoot! Let's say you got her extended way out here, and you reach out and you can't. You're here. You can't get to this. What do? Well, then you use this end, this little ball. It pulls. Oh no, just the ball's supposed to come off. I think. Or no, that the whole thing comes off. So you could get a handle if you get desperate, and it pops off there. If you need it. So if you're extended all the way out and you can't reach this handle, you can still prune it. This is hard to do. By grabbing down here. Can you see that? So I'm just being straight up and honest. This is my favorite tool for any pruning, for any end weight. So what's the price for one of those? I think like 80 bucks. It's so cheap in comparison to everything else I've found. I've seen one at a family center that's kind of by me, but when I looked it up, it said Walmart had these. So I don't know. You may just research or look it up. Fisker adjustable or extendable pruner. I don't do tree work. I'm just here for the conversation. Right on, John Bob. So yeah, this thing is unreal. You get such a nice smooth clip on the end of a branch. So when you're a long ways away from a branch and you're trying to take that branch back, let's do something here. Here's where this thing shines. So, jeez, if you had this like this, you're looking at this tree and you're like, I need to take some end weight off. So if you've ever tried to get, if it's a branch is a long ways from you and you try to get as close as you can to the next vertical branch that's 1/3 in diameter. So I would look to probably bring that back to there or eliminate that branch altogether. You could do that. But let's say to bring it back to here. Now, a lot of times if you try to cut and get it close here, what's going to happen is you're going to scar this branch all up. You're going to scrape it all up. If you're using a pole saw, it's likely you'll nick it and mess with it. Oh, really? Abaddon, that is, you would, if you're looking for like a Christmas present and you would probably blow his mind, like, I would have never expected this thing to be so useful. So if I need to reach out and grab a little sucker branch that's like stuck on something, I extend this thing out and reach out there and pinch a hold of it and grab a hold of it and lift it, drop it down. I've grabbed stuff off roofs that I see that's up there. Instead of climbing onto the roof, I'll extend this thing out, reach it out there. Well, I guess pinch a hold of it, grab it, flick it off. So, like on that tree where you're trying to bring that branch back, that's in cases like this where you can put this and adjust this to the angle you want. So you're thinking, as you go to bring that to the tree, you butt that right up against the back of that other stub that you're wanting to bring it to. You can adjust it down so you know you're going to get right up against it with this and then clip the branch. Ordered a brake brand for my 338 for myself for Christmas. That's sick. Hell yeah, John. But this is my secret tool. I've never seen anybody else really using them. And I would never not have one now. Ever. I thought I lost this one. I was 2 seconds from running up there and buying the brand new one. But I found out the guy ended up calling and my cousin and being like, hey, your cousin left his tool up here. Oh, man. So, get one. You'll love it. I promise it will be so incredibly effective and good to use. So, I would never be without one now. That's just my opinion. But I'm telling you the honest to God's truth. I don't make any money from Stihl. I don't make any money from Fisker. I don't make any money from YouTube. So, that would be a good Christmas gift for him. Yeah, and plus it's like, if he does any kind of pruning, I'm telling you, just think about having to climb out there to get this little branch at the end, where you can be standing on the branch, have him send you that pole up, extend it out there, and go clip. I didn't have to go all the way out there and into that branch. I just took a strap, strapped it to that, hooked it onto my saddle, extended it out, clip. Like, there's nothing, there's just not a more useful tool to me, especially when we're talking pruning. That's the best thing I've ever used. So, just a little tip, and, you know, like a personal trick that I use is that thing. That thing is the whole trick. It's just perfect. So, dude, it's so quick. Plus, you can grab the stuff and move it, like pull it off. I've had branches be sitting like on a phone line. You can just grab them, pick them off of it. I don't know. It's just it's so nice. I've had situations where I will cut a small branch that's hanging over a house or something, and I've had Jake extend those out and grab a hold of it, and I'll cut it off and he'll flick it off. So it's an amazing tool. I'll just leave it at that. You're never going to understand what I'm saying until you use one and have one, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't waste my breath if it wasn't. So, you can own the husk to it. We have tree shirts. Yes. I got him a MS. Oh my goodness. Dude. You're the best brother or sister, bro. Like, I would imagine brother. Yeah. Um, you're the best brother. Dang. My brother's pretty cool. He didn't buy me an 880 though. I don't know. I don't want him to though. I feel like he would. You knock it off, John. You're telling lies. All my chainsaws start. First pull every time. Every time. No joke. Um. Oh, yeah. I needed to give you guys a heads up. I started my channel memberships. So if you decide to be a member, give me a minute to get some stuff up for you guys. I am definitely working on it, trying to get. I have a few ideas. I'm gonna try to move like over onto the membership side for anybody who's like starting out and needs like info, tips and tricks, stuff like that. I think that's what I'm gonna do on a lot of the membership stuff is like talk techniques and the basics and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested, go ahead. I think it's $4.99 is what it was down to, and give me just a little bit to like I will. There will be new fresh content over there just for the members. And maybe I think probably what I'm thinking is down the road, I'll like after they've been up there for a little bit, even that content can also come over to the channel. So you guys that don't feel like doing the membership thing, I get it. I'm down. Really, I wonder if I had to have two options. Okay, I'll have to. There's a 9. See, I seen that, but I thought, okay, I'll try to take the. Don't nobody do the 9.99 one because, like, I feel like that constitutes. I just don't want to go that far into it yet. I just want to see. I don't want to shortchange anybody, but I know that I have more than enough stuff to do at least like a 4.99 level, and then I will at the same time lend my knowledge like and experience and stuff to anybody who wants it that's in the membership thing and on here too. But I feel like some people don't want to talk and like have conversations here because there's a big group watching. So maybe for some of the people that don't really like the stuff like talking in big crowds and stuff, maybe the membership stuff will give them that more personal, um, attention and stuff. So I need to get my crew into these lives, man. Learn some shit. That'd be sick. Shirts, hats, and stickers. I had that stuff, man, and this company just ran off with my money. So we did that for a little bit, and then the company shut down and went out of business. And actually, I just stumbled across a stack of their stickers too. And you know what else what I did find? I found one of my original stickers. Well, not my original stickers. The ones that these people did for me that ran off with my money. I thought I found a couple of the Stillborn. Yeah. So we were doing these big round. You can see them on my hard hat. Those, and then we were doing these stickers. It's really blurry for some reason, but and then we had shirts, and some guys still have them, but that's the company that screwed us, took off with all the merch and all the money, and never paid me. So there's a lot of good people out there. You should never do business with any of them. I wish I did that. I really wish I had, that option. I had a deal worked out with them where I think they made like, I don't know, I think I was only making like $5 on each shirt that sold, like $1 or $2 on stickers. But that was cool with me. I wasn't looking to make the money. Everybody had asked for merch for a long time, so I was like, I'm gonna do it. They come up with this deal like, hey, let us do it for you because my first shirts I did myself. I shipped myself. That sounds like I shit myself. I shipped myself, but yeah, and it just I think they made a little chunk of money, and it was just they didn't have a very good business going on. They shut everything down, and just they just don't exist anymore. They disappeared. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't want no matter what I put on memberships for just for you guys. I want you guys to know like if you don't want to do memberships, that content will be available to you guys no matter what. If somewhere like after it's been up there for a little bit, I'm gonna put it on YouTube for the people that aren't aren't able to do it just because like there's I think I'm gonna use more of a like I can be a little more rough on the membership stuff too, and I'm not so regulated with what I can do, what I can say, and I think it may be a bit funner. So hey, I don't know if I'm worth it or not, but I'm gonna see if I am, and we'll see, Ground Pounder. Maybe add some extra horsepower to your hard hat. Yeah, dude. That's what happened to me. And why don't I have one of those? What? One of the? Do you not have one of the stickers, man? Extra horsepower on my cask. I wish. I mean, if anybody knew somebody who made stickers, like I'm good with them. Just I don't know. Maybe I'll just have some made and just give them out to you guys. You guys have definitely earned it. So like, yeah, it's probably about that time for me to give back to the channel. You guys are right. Let me make you guys. I'll get you guys some stickers and just start shipping them out. We'll do something. Um, I've been gifted so much from so many guys that like I can return the favor. It's about that time, so I need some extra wood. I can go on those stickers. I can get you stickers and shirts made, Mike. They will ship to your door. Right on. Well, maybe I may have to go that route. Really, dude, I would have swore if I had to, I would have bet my life savings that you did. Cause damn, I'm gonna have to look and see if I have. I don't think I have any of the old shirts that are new anymore. The last one I had that was new, I gave to Dano. But I have waterproof skunk work stickers. That's awesome. That's what you need. You have a personal friend that makes you. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Well, we need to get some stuff made. Maybe I'll just pay for it and we can do like do like some kind of way to give a bunch of them away. You know, I think what'll happen is you'll end up with a lot of people that see someone else has it and then they just run over and like, I want it. That's one thing I want to say too. Like, I appreciate all you guys that have subscribed to this channel because it's kind of a even in tree work, it's a bit niche on its own. But if you want a personal relationship with these guys that you watch, and you want to get to know them, it's really hard if you're only subscribing to them because you've seen other tree guys subscribe to them. Like, I think a lot of guys do that. They're like, oh, okay, who's cool to subscribe to? Oh, you're subscribed to them? They're cool enough? I'll subscribe. Go out and subscribe to that guy that doesn't have a whole bunch of subs. build his confidence up a little bit. Find that next dude that's gonna blow up and build his confidence right now. Build a relationship with that dude, and then watch it happen. If they're good people, usually you keep that relationship a long way. Some people are just looking for the fame, and then they forget about you afterwards. That is what it is. But yeah, I uh, I think yeah, go go search. I've came across a couple really cool YouTube channels here lately. There's a guy called Woodroy TV, and his channel is such a high level production with the video and editing, but he's got like this couple, maybe 1,000, couple thou at best. Maybe I think it's 1,000, and it seems like they put so much work into every video. It blows my mind. So it's Christmas time. We need to bring some attention. Maybe for Chris's sake, we change up my trolling this week, and we just find a different way to troll on Saturday. So oh, also on Saturday I will be, when I do this, the live feed, I will have just got home from that tree that I was too scared to do. So you'll know instantly, did I drive all the way up there and waste my time and be a puss again? Or did I get up there and make things work? And yeah, I think that may end up being, no, I may have a couple before, but that's going to involve some of the membership content on that one. But maybe I do a live feed too. So there'll be live feeds, constant. Well, no, not, that's, I don't want to like overshoot it. I will do live feeds on the memberships, extra ones, and I will do extra content, extra videos over there. I'm going to use that for if you have any questions, tips and tricks. And then we're going to keep our normal stuff rolling here, but I'm going to mess with my editing style a bit and try a few new things. And so I definitely need you guys' opinion here coming up. So shoot me straight. If you like something, let me know. If you don't, tell me, hey, I like the other way. Or you suck. So. Please, God, no more Steve. Right on. Guys, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Go get you one of those Fiskars pruners. And then, yeah, Fiskars should cut me in on that. Ain't nobody buying that. But, yeah, you should. I don't think I have anything else to say. Appreciate you guys. Joseph, John, all you guys. Ground Pounder, Greg was here. Like, Chris was, Rad Dad. Yeah, Rad Dad. Thanks for, being so active in the chat here, guys. I appreciate the hell out of you. I'll see you Saturday. If you don't see me Saturday, you know that tree didn't go good. But yeah, I'll see you Saturday. All right. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in a couple days. Have a Merry Christmas. Bye.